Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live worldwide on the web at regionsports.com, Facebook/Region Sports, Region Sports YouTube, and on the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from Valparaiso High School as the Chesterton Trojans take on the Valparaiso Vikings, presented by Duffy's Place in Valparaiso. I'm Andrew Mild. I'll be handling the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast. And joining me with all the color analysis of tonight's game is Isaiah Gransberry. Good evening, Isaiah.
Good evening, Andrew. Great to be back with you. We were just talking last time we were together, double overtime game, and so hopefully the luck continues with good basketball.
Yeah, this would be the certain game to do it, a high emotional powered game, the Valparaiso Vikings and the Chesterton Trojans. It doesn't get better than this when you're talking about two of the best schools in Porter County. Valparaiso sort of in a rebuilding year. They lost their best scorer, Jack Smiley, to La Lemire after he committed to Belmont. They're 9-13, but they do have some good players that they're still developing. They're a younger team, but they're led by the Notre Dame baseball commit, Caden Crowell.
Yeah, we talked about it. Valpo, they're a team that still – having a struggle finding their identity this year. With Jack Smiley heading to LaPorte La Lemire, it's been a great opportunity for Valpo to really find who they're going to be, not just this year, but moving forward. And so they've done a great job with that. Coach Lesky, he's a Valpo guy through and throughout, and so I'm sure this great coaching staff is going to get it figured out.
But on the other side, you're seeing a team that also was going through some of the same hiccups as the Chesterton Trojans lost both Parrish and Sims, two guys that were half of their offense, and they were slow early on in the year. You and I were talking about off the air, but they've won 4 in a row. They had the upset win over Portage. They almost upset Crown Point right before that, but right now they're 13-8 and getting hot at the right time.
Yes, and you got to remember, a lot of these guys have seen some really good basketball. Yes. Chesterton, really 4 years ago, was one of the best teams in the state of Indiana, and so these guys have practiced and played open gyms against some of the best talent in the state of Indiana and actually in the country with Travis Grayson, who's been tearing it up at the NAIA level. And so you know that those reps are paid off for these guys, and they're always ready to play. Coach Urban is a great coach. I've had the opportunity to know him for quite some time with my fiance playing for him over at Lake Central with those great girls teams. And then now seeing him over at Chesterton produce some really good basketball over the years.
They're calling it the gold era when he was getting here and really establishing himself the last couple of years, winning DAC titles, sectional titles. Even made it to the sectional title game last year before they lost to Crown Point. This year they're led by Logan Percorny, a 6'4 junior who's really stepped up. He's had a lot of double-digit scoring games. He's averaging around 17 points. So that's a player you got to watch. And also an interesting story that's developed in the last month is Bradley Pasilla, a 6'7 freshman they got from Congo. More about him after the national anthem as we step aside here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. The Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast is 24 degrees. It feels like 19. That's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. Andrew Mine with Isaiah Gransberry. As you're hearing the pomp and circumstance of high school basketball on a Friday night, we're getting closer to that springtime, which also means one thing, Isaiah. Playoffs is right around the corner.
Yes, and these are two teams very familiar with success in the late in the postseason, and so it'll be interesting. You know, you see a lot of teams play their best basketball. As you mentioned, Chesterton on a high run, knocking off Portage to play spoiler in their Duneland Athletic Conference Cinderella story.
Yes.
And then also hanging tight with Crown Point, who's still ranked top 10 in the state. So I'm sure we're going to have a really good matchup tonight.
Valparaiso, the home team, so Chesterton will be announcing their starting lineup. It goes down as this. It is T.J. Ray, Logan Percorny, who we talked about, Jalen Watts, and he is an unsung hero of this team. Does a little bit of everything. Caden Schneider, the 6'7" power forward, listed as a junior, and Bradley Basilla. We were talking about him very briefly. He's a freshman that they got from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He played his first game on January 31st against Lake Central, and he's still developing, but 6'7" as a freshman. They said it was unbelievable how easily he was dunking once he got over here.
As soon as I walked in the gym, I noticed him. This is my first time seeing Chesterton play in quite some time, and I'm like, wow. You know, I instantly thought of Justin Sims as a freshman,
yes,
who Coach Urban gave him the opportunity as a freshman to go out there, get bumped around a little bit, and look what Justin Sims became one of the best players in Indiana. And so I can see the same thing happening with this young man. It'll be interesting. And he made a long journey over here just for these type of basketball games right here.
Well, his first meal he had when he first got here, a hamburger from McDonald's. Well, it's now time for the Valparaiso Vikings to announce their starters for this game. And their five goes as Michael Reetens, a 6'7" junior. Caden Crowell, who's committed to play at Notre Dame, not for basketball, was a left-handed pitcher. And me, Isaiah, even said it before the game started. If he even gets to campus on South Bend, he's one of the best prospects in the state. He might find himself being drafted by a Major League Baseball team very shortly. That draft is coming up in July. Then they have Levon Redmond, a 5'8" junior, Maddox Wagner listed at 6'6", and Isaiah Keene, who is listed at 6'7". One thing we have to mention too, Isaiah, is that for Valparaiso, of course we talked about how good Chesterton was. Valpo has some really good teams after the COVID era. They have not beaten Chesterton in their last 4 matchups, so there's definitely a chip on their shoulder playing in front of their home fans.
Yes, and obviously a lot at stake here. A lot of the Valpo fans are split in half, and so we see about equal tonight. And, you know, the reason being is a lot of the Valpo fans went over to see the women play in semi-state. So you got Chesterton filling in the void and some of those empty seats. We still got a really packed house right here, and looking forward to it.
Fans all around us as we get ready to jump, and Basilla wins it. Possession error will go to Valpo. Ball belongs to Chesterton. TJ Ray, he runs the point for this team, gets it to Percorny. Percorny has really stepped up.
Valpo starting off in a man-to-man.
Basilla with the screen. TJ Ray on the mid-range, going to dribble it back out, gets to Percorny. They're about at half court. Valpo lost their last game to Crown Point, snapped a 5-game winning streak, the longest streak of the year. Crown Point, one of the best teams in the DAC, competing with Portage to win that conference championship this year. Pasilla gets the ball, takes it to the cup, tosses it up, and gets a friendly roll. And Bradley Pasilla, the 6'7" freshman from the Congo, gets us on the board early.
And we talked, you know, Urban, he's going to let him go out there and play. That's what Urban is known for, just taking chances on guys and giving them that confidence early in their playing careers.
Valparaiso's first chance with the basketball. Trying to get it to Crowell, the Notre Dame commit. Redmond going to run the point. Loves to facilitate. He finds his way to the basket, gets hit, and he's going to the line. And one for Levon Redmond.
Wow, what a great play. What a great play. And we're going to get a replay right here. He went, well, strong take to the basket. Now to finish the N1.
Foul goes on to Caden Schneider. The last thing Coach Urban wants to see is his 6'7" junior get in the foul trouble early. And Levon Redmond converts the and one play. Vikings taking an early 3-2 lead. Corny to Watts. Watts has had himself a solid season. Schneider catch and release from the corner, and no good. Rebound by Isaiah King, a 6'7" senior. A lot of height, battling down low. You got to think for both coaches, they know they got to command the paint if they're going to win this game.
Yes, and that's the name of the game. The more layups you get, the higher percentage baskets you have.
Ball on the ground, and it's poked away. Chesterton has it. They're pushing it down the floor. There's a lot of white jerseys back. Watts crossover, gets to the cup, and he can't convert.
Watts did a good job playing downhill right there, and can't blame him. He had to go up in the trees to alter his shot to try to give himself a chance.
Get the long dreads, a nice crossover, get to the cup. Kind of remind me of Valen Iverson a little bit.
Yes.
Here's a strong take by Crowell, and Crowell giving the Vikings a 3-point lead.
Great strong take to the basket, and both teams looking to get it, established dominance in the paint early on.
Swinging the ball around, it's a wing three, and it gets buried by Logan Pokorny. Back and forth we go in the early stages of the first quarter.
Pokorny, another one of those guys who got some really early experience playing for this Chesterton Trojan team, and he's played a lot of good basketball with some great players against some great competition, so he's up for the challenge tonight in a big game like this one.
Redmond waiting for the offense to set up, sort of a slower possession than what we've seen in these first couple of minutes, about 3 minutes into the opening quarter. The Vikings trying to snap a 4-game losing streak against these Chesterton Trojans. Mark Urban has certainly had their number. Crowell thought about taking a shot, but there was 2 Chesterton Trojans there. Smart decision to swing it back out to the top as Redmond continues to run the point. Coach Leisky is not very happy right now. He screams something to the bench. Redmond crossover going up against Ray, goes into his chest, picks up his dribble, tosses it, goes off the side of the glass, and Chesterton with a nice defensive effort there. Here comes TJ Ray.
Coach Leisky was probably frustrated because it's so loud the players couldn't hear it.
And Bradley Basia bangs down a 3 from about 20 feet away.
Valpo slowing the game down, which is going to be essential for them. You know, I think they want to dictate the pace of this game if they want to have a chance.
Basia's already up to 5 points. It's a catch and shoot, and from straight away, it rolls out. The double screen right there, opening it up. Crowd, but he couldn't convert. TJ Ray trying his luck, and Ray's 3 is off the mark. See a lot of threes early, but that's the modern day basketball.
Yes, it is. Looking like Coach Leisky making some changes here early on.
Some early substitutions, about 3 different Vikings heading over to the score table, almost like a line change. Reeves dribbling into the corner, picks up the dribble. Tough pass, but Redmond able to make an adjustment and seal it. He's going into his bag. Here's another 3-point attempt, and that's going right down for Maddox Wagner, the trifecta.
Maddox Wagner playing with a lot of heart right there. What a great shot from the 6'6" sophomore.
He had 9 points against Crown Point, did not make a single 3. But he didn't even attempt one in that game, and I think Coach wanted to change that. Jalen Watts, why not? No good. Both coaches just wanted to chuck it from the cheap seats early on in the game. Crowell in the mid-range, and it's off the head of Michael Reeves. Jalen Watts pushing it down, and is poked away, and they're going to say it's out of bounds. It belongs to Chesterton. Good effort there by Reeves to run down the floor and poke it away from Jalen Watts.
Yeah, great hustle play right there.
So a couple of different Vikings coming in. KJ Avery, Julian Stokes. Schneider wide open. He's going to try his luck from the wing, and it's off the back iron. And there's a rebound by Maddox Wagner, who's hit down the 3. KJ Avery, he's going to run the point now. He's listed at 6'2". He is a junior. He's averaging around 10 points a game this year. Chesterton foul going on to Ransom, a new Trojan that just entered the game. That kid is all about heart and grit. He loves to play defense and to frustrate the opposing players. So expect him to be extremely physical. Look at him pick up Avery about midcourt.
Yeah, look at it. You can see it in his eyes. He's ready for a ball game.
He likes the challenge. It's certainly be a challenge tonight with all these fans here. And that is a tough pass that sails over the head of Avery in the post. Pokorny, nice pass to Charnecki. Charnecki getting to the cup, and he can't convert it. But Caden Schneider cleans up the mess.
Great play on the offensive end by Chesterton, but I have to give a tribute to Ransom right there, causing the steal to get that sequence going.
And they're going to say Crowell stepped out of bounds. A turnover on Valparaiso as we are a couple of ticks under 2 minutes of play here in the first quarter. 10-8 Chesterton. This is the Region Sports Network. Andrew Miles, Isaiah Gransberry. And what an exciting start we're witnessing right here. It's a sold-out crowd. I know you're enjoying it at home. Two of the best teams in Porter County, and Charnecki with the turnover, dribbling off his foot. Well, we talked about Crowell, how he's going to Notre Dame to play baseball. Charnecki, he's going to Kentucky to play baseball. Of course, any team in the SEC is usually pretty good at college baseball, so no slouch there. Avery dribbles it off the foot, and it's a 2-point make by Malachi Ransom.
Ransom with 2 steals early off the bench, and that's the type of energy you love as a coach. I mean, he came in with the look on his eyes like he's ready to game. Got 1 steal, led to a layup. Just got another steal that led to a layup. That's in 3 possessions, 2 steals. That's awesome.
A one-man wrecking crew for these Chesterton Trojans. And fantastic footwork by Maddox Wagner to get himself some separation and finish with the left hand. 12-10 Chesterton leading. A minute to go. Schneider, he's had a very good first quarter. Nice pass to Watts, and Watts blows the layup. He was wide open.
Yep, and that's Watts probably should have went up with his left hand right there.
Crowell from the mid-range. He left it short. Watts, who just missed the layup, will pull down the rebound. He's trying to go coast to coast, and he makes that one.
Yep.
Retribution for Jalen Watts.
That's another gamer right there. I mean, he knows. He knows.
Avery gets bumped as he pushes it down the floor. 25 seconds to go. Valpo might hold it on for one more shot. Scratch that. Crowell chucked up a 3, and it was off. So Chesterton looks like they're going to slow it down. Mark Urban's going to say, let's take one shot and close out this first quarter with an early win and an early lead. Ransom, one to his left. Schneider, straight away, 3. Left it short, tipped back up, no good, and that's how the first quarter will come to an end. An exciting start. Both teams landing some haymakers, but Chesterton holding on to a 4-point advantage. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The secret to making life better is found at Duffy's Place in Valparaiso, Indiana. Duffy's Place is open 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily with delicious beverages and great tasting food. The staff at Duffy's Place loves what they do and they love their customers. If you want some choices of great food including wings, burgers, pierogies, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, this is the place for you. Stop in for a bite and watch your favorite hometown team, Duffy's Place in Valparaiso.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
Welcome back. Andrew Mile with Isaiah Gransberry. We want to remind everyone that tonight's coverage of Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network is presented by Duffy's Place in Valparaiso. Duffy's Place. Check out Duffy's menu and schedule of entertainment at duffysplace.com. That's Duffy's Place in Valparaiso. Isaiah, after one quarter of play, what's the sort of feeling you're getting from these two teams?
I love the energy off the bench. I think that was something that really got the crowd into it. You know, we're pretty packed in here, and the fans, and not saying the starters didn't do great getting the game off going, but then we kind of saw a lull where they were shooting threes back and forth, and coaches were like, all right, let's get some fresh bodies in there. And for Valpo, Ransom, I mean, Avery came in and started doing some great things as a leader. And then on the other side, you saw Ransom really come in and take over for Chesterton, giving them that lead and helping them get some energy on the defensive end.
Malachi Ransom, a transfer from Chicago. And Avery got to the line. He misses both. And Pasilla with the rebound. Pasilla had scored 5 points early on in the game and then hit the bench, but now he's back out there. Ransom running point against Avery. These two have been battling since they came off the bench. They were ready to go to war tonight. Pasilla again, double team, swings it. Percorni from downtown. Yes! Can't leave that man wide open. He is red hot from behind the line this season.
Yeah, it looks like he made that shot a couple times this year.
Scored 19 points against LaPorte. He's been Chesterton's leading scorer all season long, and that does not change. He was ready to hoist that one up once he caught it. Redmond directing traffic. Valparaiso down by 7 at the moment. Chesterton's been making their threes early. Avery going to his right. He missed 2 free throws to open up this quarter, and that was a risky pass. McCorney got the fingertips on it and pushed it out of bounds.
Chesterton sending 2 guys at Avery, knowing he's a scoring threat on the offensive end. That guy likes to get to the basket, and he will do it with ease if you're not careful.
Avery catches. He's going to shoot it from the corner, and that was a tough shot, and they're going to say that goes out of bounds. And actually, it's a foul on Valparaiso. I thought maybe that touched the iron that holds the basket in place. But instead, that foul goes on to Thomas Flynn, the senior who just checked in. Chesterton could make this a 10-point game here. TJ Ray hands it off to Ransom. Ransom had an impressive first quarter, and he's going to get bodied. Foul going on Redmond. That'll be the second foul already on Valparaiso in this second quarter. Now, you were talking about your fiance playing for Coach Urban when he was at LC. Does she ever talk about how much he coaches with emotion?
Oh, yes.
Because anytime I watch him, he is going at 110 miles per hour.
Yes, and that really inspired those girls. I mean, her team, they went on to win sectional. That was really the beginning of their sectional runs, the stint that they've had the last 10 years, really. And Urban, of course, in 2014 came over and took the job at Chesterton. And after that, Coach running a blank right now, but Coach, they kept the same pace that Coach Urban had led them through, and Chesterton really hasn't missed a beat either. Those Chesterton teams these past couple years have been very, very ready to play, and they've never backed down from any opponent.
Coach Urban in his 9th year here at Chesterton. He has built himself a winner. At one point was the most activist winning coach in the state, and that's saying something. There's a offensive foul. They're going to put it on to Julian Stokes, saying his arm wrapped around the defender. So it's the third foul on Valparaiso. Now it's time for Benjamin Lesky, the head coach of Valparaiso, to be upset as Stokes will head back to the bench. 17-10 Chesterton. Really seen a scoring drought from Valparaiso lately. Wait for one of their best scorers to step up, trying to get some momentum back before Chesterton runs away with it early. TJ Ray with a bounce pass. Basila having a hard time, and he's going to get hacked down low. That was a beautiful bounce pass by TJ Ray to set him up. But there's not too many players that are going to be able to guard a lengthy 6'7" freshman in Bradley Pasilla.
Yeah, and it's really impressive how he is very aware of how to use his body in certain situations already as a freshman. He really has a lot of resemblance to Justin Sims, and I think a lot of upside. This program, they do a great job developing players, and so it'll be pretty fun to watch in the next couple of years.
Averaging 5.8 points and 3.6 rebounds since he's joined this Chesterton team. And he goes 0 for 2 at the line. Something that he'll have 3 more years to develop. Avery with a head of steam, and Watts hits him pretty hard as the ball got jarred loose, and the referee, that was an easy call for them. That is the third foul on Chesterton and the first on Jalen Watts. Schneider coming back in. Schneider was a wrecking crew down low, really a difference maker in the first quarter. He comes in after getting to catch a breath. An impressive grab. Going into the post is Maddox Wagner, and Schneider reaches in. He gets caught, and that's going to send Wagner to the line. That's a second foul on Schneider, so that's something we got to look forward to, Isaiah.
Yes, and the fouls on both sides are picking up a little bit, so you want to be careful not pick up that third in the second quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how both sides adjust.
Wagner knocked down a 3 in the first quarter. Smooth shooting stroke, and it's translating to the free throw line as he makes his first one. Wagner is a 77% free throw shooter. That's one of the best on the team. That's something you can count on with this Valpo team. They shoot really well at the charity stripe this year. But that's sort of the Valpo persona. They're going to do the small things right. They're going to force you to beat them.
Right, and that's both of these programs, but especially Valpo. They're just so great with the fundamentals year in and year out. You know it's a lot of consistency, and that's why they're one of those teams you don't want to play in March.
Avery hoisted up a 3 and then hit the ground. The Valpo fans were looking for a foul, but nothing there. Chesterton brings it down the floor after Basila pulls down another board. Basila coming out there to set a screen for Ray. Ray with the pass into the corner. Czarnecki somehow saved it, but it runs right into the hands of Maddox Wagner. It's 3-on-3. Wagner against Basila, and Basila got up in the air, and Wagner was able to draw a foul and go back to the line where he just was and went 1 for 2.
Yep, the refs are calling it tight, so both teams are going to have to adjust right now.
Did you see just how high Basila got, though?
Yes.
I think his head might have been even or above the rim.
Yes, we'll have to keep an eye out if Chesterton's having a slam dunk competition or something. He might be somebody out in the NBA one.
Picorni heading back to the bench. Who's the tallest player you ever guarded?
Tallest player I ever guarded. Well, I had the honor, rest his soul, Caleb Swanigan.
You went up against Swanigan? Oh,
I didn't guard him directly, but help defense counts too.
Yes, it does.
It was that guy was huge.
If you get 5 inches from the guy, I think that counts.
Yeah.
It's some sort of I'm defending him.
Yeah, we shouldn't have even been in that gym for that game, but yeah, that was an interesting one. And Miles Bridges as well. He was another one.
Oh wow!
Played him over at Speece Fieldhouse in Fort Wayne, and both of those guys were just. You just know when you're playing against NBA talent. It's just a different feel. You know that you shouldn't be on that court with those guys.
So in that game against Swanigan, did he go for 20 and 10?
Swanigan, I think he might have went for 50. This is an AAU game, so he was trying to get some looks.
Watts from behind the line, and that corner 3 will not go down. Swanigan, of course, went on to Purdue and be one of the best big men in the school's history. Ball goes out of bounds. And they're going to call a foul on Watts. He's picked up 2 fouls in this quarter. And don't look now, but the Vikings are in striking distance. And for Chesterton, that was already the 5th foul they've given up.
They always say the best way to come back is getting to the free throw line.
First free throw for Avery is good, so Valpo is in the bonus for the rest of this quarter. And it's 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Valpo might get back into it by just getting to the charity stripe. Avery trying to go 2 for 2, and he will. So Jalen Watts has headed off the floor after getting 2 fouls. As we said, he's a jack-of-all-trades sort of player. He can score, facilitate, rebound, play defense, but now you won't have him for possibly the rest of this half. Nice fake, get into the lane, right hand, and a foul, and 1. Finding his way around the defenders, getting hits and converting, and that's a huge play for the Trojans.
Yeah, great bucket right there. Way to go up strong. And have an opportunity.
That was Anthony Gonzalez that made the play there. And Gonzalez off the back iron, and it will not convert the old-fashioned three-point play. But it does put Chesterton in the bonus for the rest of this quarter. 19-15. Crowell sends it to the corner. Avery using those long arms to bring it in. Avery going up against Gonzalez. Gonzalez is making the nice play. And losing it, and it's finding its way to Reeves. Reeves had to walk over to the Chesterton bench to regain the basketball. Stokes is back in. He picked up a couple of fouls, open up this second quarter. We're about 3:23 to go. Spin move. Avery with a toss-up, and Avery with 2 points. KJ Avery averaging over 10 points a game, and that was one of the smoothest plays we've seen tonight.
That was very smooth, and that's a move that he's practiced time and time after again with his parents both being Valpo University great coaches. But then on the other end, we got a great move to the basket as well.
Smooth little finger roll by the freshman Bradley Pasilla.
But back to KJ Avery, I mean, he's a gym rat. You know, both his parents are coaches over at Valpo University, and so he spent a lot of time practicing shots like those and practicing moves like the one a possession ago. He is ready for games like this. He is ready to lead this Valpo team to some new heights.
KJ Avery put the team on his back. Nice pass, and Charnecki, recipient of a beautiful play by TJ Ray, and a timeout being called by the Valparaiso Vikings. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll take a quick break here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros, all from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
We are back. We just want to remind you that tonight's coverage of Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network is presented by Duffy's Place in Valparaiso. Duffy's Place, delicious beverages and great tasting food. The secret to making life better. Visit Duffy's Place in Valparaiso. That might be one of the best lines of marketing I have ever heard in my life.
Oh, Duffy's Place has some phenomenal wings. If my fiance didn't cook for us tonight, I would definitely be over there chowing down on some. I still might go pick up a to-go order after this game.
Crowell gets rejected, but it looks like somebody is hurt. Picorni is kind of laboring with that one arm, and a foul being called down low. They got it on Maddox Wagner on Valparaiso. 2:04 to go. I'm just saying, like, the part where it says the secret to making life better is delicious beverages and great tasting food. And it's simple, gets to the point, and it's true. I think it's my favorite part.
Elite marketing for sure. Elite. Everybody go visit Duffy's.
I might have to go over there. So be careful not to spill anything in the car. First free throw is good by Basilla. That puts Basilla up to 8 points in this first half. He knocked down a three. He got to the cup with a nice finger roll. And the referees are explaining that the foot can't go over the line. Basilla is from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, so he's still getting used to these Indiana high school basketball rules.
Yeah, it's not FIBA. That's what a lot of people don't realize. FIBA and NBA are similar rules. High school basketball is not the same as those rules. So, you know, a lot of people who come over from internationally, they have a little bit of a learning curve at first. But I'm sure this program will get them right.
If you're a big fan of the Olympics, it's something that NBA players usually have to get accustomed to, is those new rules, such as if the ball is on the rim, you can knock it off. But here in the States, that would be a goaltend.
Yep.
So Basilla's still learning the rules, and the best way to learn them is just by learning on the fly, I guess. Stokes, the high post, gets into the corner, catch and shoot! And that's a beautiful shot by Michael Reeves. Nothing but nets. 2-point game with under 90 seconds to go in the first half.
It's been everything you could ask for in a basketball game.
Picorni got ahead of steam, got over to Charnecki. Back to Picorni from way downtown, and it's no good. Charnecki pushes it back out. T.J. Ray going to set up the offense. Almost 60 seconds to go. Czernecki back to Percorni on the wing. Swinging back to Ray. And here's a three from Ransom. Good! Beautiful ball movement by the Chesterton Trojans, almost looking like the vintage Spurs.
Yeah, Chesterton faithful right behind us. They're sitting in seats I didn't even know they had all the way up there.
The nosebleeds. KJ Avery, turnaround, fade away, and nothing but net. KJ Avery, have yourself a night. He's up to 9 points. Ray has been quiet in this game. A little bit of facilitating, not on the scoreboard just yet. He gets a screen. Nice pocket pass. Nowhere to go. T.J. Ray catches it in the corner. Going to his left, and they're going to call a foul. I believe that's on Stokes by the way that he is reacting. And indeed it is. And that's going to send T.J. Ray to the line for 2. And Stokes has 2 fouls. We're spoiled here at Valparaiso High School. We got the scoreboard here with the player, the points, and the fouls. Normally, we're just trying to mark it down on our paper, and hopefully it's legible later on in the game.
Yes, Stacey Adams, he's done a great job over here at Valpo. Former East Chicago football coach, actually a former Valpo University football coach as well. You know, making his rounds through the region, and now at Valpo doing a lot of great things with this athletic program.
T.J. Ray goes 1 for 2, splitting his free throws. With 20 seconds to go, Valpo can't tie the game, but they can certainly cut the lead in half. KJ Avery is having himself a first half to remember. Can he put the exclamation point on right here? Crowell receives it, and the ball poked away. Percorni versus Crowell. Percorni, right hand, good! Defense leads to great offense. Crowell forcing the pass in, and there's no shot. Chesterton puts their exclamation point to close out the first half, and why not? Logan Percorni, who's been their MVP all season long, sends us into the halftime locker room with Chesterton still maintaining the lead, this time by 6. We are going to take a break. We have Commissioner's Corner with the IHSAA Commissioner, Paul Neidig, and then me and Isaiah will come back. I dissect this first half and get you ready for the second half, as this has been the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, thank you so much for taking time. You have an insanely congested schedule, so to speak, this weekend. You had swimming finals, you have regional basketball, wrestling semi-state, pairing show, a lot. Obviously, this time of year, there is an enormous amount of work, not to mention the fact that spring sports are in the middle of all their practices, and so it's an extremely busy time in the IHSAA.
Well, yeah, it is. And, you know, as we say before, it's great. That's what we do. That's what we strive for. Those are our goals throughout the year, to be able to put on quality tournaments for student athletes to be able to participate in. But, you know, we're going to kick it off this weekend with girls swimming state finals, Coach. And, you know, we start Friday night at the beautiful facility down at the Auditorium, and we go into Saturday. And we have, my people tell me we have an extremely fast field of swimmers, and we even have an Olympian in our field that swam for Carmel High School this year, but she also won a medal this past Summer Olympics. So it's a spectacle, and I would encourage people to get out and watch that.
It is a spectacle, and you're right. You're in a world-class facility where at times you already have a fast field, not to mention the fact that you're in one of the fastest pools in the world.
That's exactly right, and we're just so blessed with the facilities that we get to use. But you know, we're gonna walk out of that facility, and we're gonna go to a bunch of sites around the state and have regional girls basketball. One game to advance this weekend, and then we're going to have a draw show on Sunday to see who the semi-state matchups are and where they're going to play at. So a lot of excitement going on right now.
You've used this format in other sports, and the response has been good, and I think everyone's going to enjoy this weekend, not to mention the fact there will be great basketball, but I think the drama is added to the way you've altered the format.
Yeah, I think it's been a good thing, and it's sectional week's really a tough week, Coach, and some teams have to play, multiple games to get through that. And then we kind of settle it down a little bit, and you got to prepare for one team at the regional level. But to be able to play in the state championship game, you got to be at your best. And we really think playing 2 games on that Saturday, which is a tradition in our tournament, at some level to play 2 games really brings the best teams to the top and allows them to compete for a state championship the following weekend.
Not to mention the fact that you have, now the pairing show comes up on Sunday at 2 o'clock. The IHSA Champions Network, make sure you join that, because certainly drama is all about pairing shows. And the boys pairing show coming up on the 23rd of this month, correct? So we are into that right now.
That's right. We bring our experts in, you, Coach, and Greg Rakestraw, to break down those boys' brackets. And, it's here. It's, as I said many times, Hayes in the barn. They're putting the final touches on these teams and going to go for season 2 coming up in a short time.
It's that Posey County reference. I like it. We do want to talk about wrestling semifinals. We had the girls wrestling earlier. Boys wrestling coming up, one of the premier events in the IHSAA schedule.
Yeah, it is. We get through this weekend, and we're going to crown 16 wrestlers in every weight class to be able to go to Gamebridge Fieldhouse, home of our sponsor, the Pacer and the Fever, to celebrate a wrestling state championship. And, one of the coolest things about that night or that day is that Friday night round. You have to win one wrestling match to be able to be on the podium the next day. And there's a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, a little bit of heartbreak, but a lot of celebration too.
Incredibly busy weekend in the IHSAA. You got boys basketball regular season, swim finals for the girls, wrestling semifinals, regional basketball for the girls, the semi-state pairing show. That's all this weekend. Commissioner Neidig, it's always great to talk to you. What an exciting time for everybody in our state. Enjoy the weekend. I'll look forward to our conversation next week.
All right, Coach. We look forward to every week.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
With 40 years of experience serving Indiana, Illinois, and Tennessee, Ennigenberg Exteriors has only had one goal in mind: to achieve excellent customer service. From commercial and residential roofing to siding, window, and door replacement, Ennigenberg Exteriors delivers 110% customer satisfaction from the first hello to the final walkthrough. Visit Ennigenberg.com for more information, or give them a call at 219-365-2837. Ennigenberg Exteriors, restoring hope one project at a time.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Andrew Miles, Isaiah Ransberry, Zach Zanelli producing, and Thomas Marsh on the camera. Happy that you're joining us on this Friday night. I know you have a lot of different things to do and watch, but watching the Region Sports Network, we always appreciate it. The Chesterton Trojans are the first team out of the locker room, so we'll start with them. And Isaiah, what you were telling me heading into this segment, our halftime show, is that Coach Urban is one of the best coaches at making adjustments in the halftime locker room. What kind of adjustments do you think he's putting his team through to try and get their fifth straight win against Valpo?
I think he's going to let his guys know that the refs have been calling this game pretty tight. So it's no reason to rush up the court and chuck up a three. They started getting some inside-out threes toward the end of that half. Obviously, those steals gave them the 6-point lead going into the half. But what really worked out for Chesterton was that they were able to move the ball around and drive off the ball swings in the first half. And so, you know, he's going to say basketball is a simple game. We play as a team, we're going to win this game. And so I'm sure he told his guys, let's keep on looking to get to the cup. The threes have to be inside-out threes. We can't just come up and chuck them up. But outside of that, his guys are going to be ready to go, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, the one play that we saw that closed out the first half was Logan Percorny poking the ball away, running down the floor, and converting great defense into easy transition offense. And those are some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky. Check out baclocal4.org to find out how you can join the oldest continuous union in North America. And here comes the Valparaiso Vikings as they get back onto their home floor. They're trying to snap a lengthy losing streak against Chesterton, trying to get a big win as they have one more game after this against Hammond Central. And then next thing you know, they're getting ready for sectionals, and they will be hosting with some really tough teams in there, one of them being Portage and these Chesterton Trojans. KJ Avery had a very exciting first half, but Isaiah, who needs to step up for them if they want to try and get back and pull off a big win here at home?
I think KJ Avery is going to have to bring this team together, and it's just going to be a collective effort outside of that. They're gonna have to be ready because Chesterton's going to bring that pressure. And as long as KJ Avery, their leader on this team, as long as he keeps everybody locked in, and you got guys like the 5'8" LeVon Redmond Jr., who's a junior, ready to go, not turning the ball over, and being ready to handle that full court pressure that's going to come, they'll be in good shape. And so I'm sure Coach Oleski, he's another great coach at making adjustments. Valpo, always, you can never count them out because they stick to their fundamentals, they stick to their game plan, and they're going to be ready to go in the second half.
There's nothing like having that home crowd behind you to give you that second wind as both teams are returning to the floor. Valpo and Chesterton going with their starting lineups. And for Chesterton, they got to be mindful of their junior Jalen Watts. He picked up 2 fouls in that second quarter and went back to the bench, came out for the last few seconds. But if Jalen Watts gets into foul trouble, you're losing one of your better defenders on your team and a person that can do a little bit of everything. Chesterton will start off with the ball. Bands here, you got student sections on opposite ends. The Valpo students are dressed up like Trojans, like they're back from ancient Greece, and the Trojans are dressed in the black here to our right. Schneider tries to feed it down low, but throws it off the foot of Isaiah Keene.
That's what you want to see. Ball tips, prolong the possession, get a little break.
I would say my favorite chants from any student section is, he's a freshman. I always appreciate that one. Or you can't do that, I think is the most classic one. Watts gets the handoff going to his left. He splits a couple of defenders behind the back shot, and he can't convert it. Good effort. Getting down there like a bull in a china shop, but can't convert the layup attempt. Valpo with their turn. Both teams had their offense clicking to close out the first half. Kind of feels like a cat and mouse game to open up the second half. They got a little loose, both coaches trying to tighten it up here. Wagner thought about taking the 3, but he took too many steps. They call a travel.
Up a little too excited on that first step. Got to put the ball down.
Nothing more frustrating than when you're a head coach and you're trying to get your team back in it, get some momentum, and you get called for a travel, an unforced error, if you will. TJ Ray getting inside the three-point line, back to Pasilla at the top. Pasilla hands it off. Watts to Ray in the corner. Ray trying to get going. He only scored 1 point, and he gets left unattended. 2 points for TJ Ray.
There was some miscommunication right there on the Valpo side. They both were jumping to the ball, but nobody actually had the man with the ball.
I don't know if TJ Ray knows just how wide open he was on that shot attempt. There was not a single Viking about 5 feet from him on that play. One of the easiest buckets you're going to find for TJ Ray. Wagner from downtown, short. And Ray with the rebound. Ray going down the floor. Bounce pass, Pasilla, power dribble, Pasilla kisses it off the glass, and the Chesterton Trojans have a 10-point lead.
That's a grown man move right there.
Talking about the chant that he's a freshman. That kid is a freshman. Offensive rebound, Wagner hits it off the face, and timeout by Valpo. as they're not very happy with how their second half has started. And this will be a 30-second timeout. So we'll stay right here. 6:09 to go in the third quarter. 10-point lead for Chesterton. And I got to say, Isaiah, you were spot on with your analysis. Coach Urban making the adjustments, and the adjustment so far, and has been forcing Valpo, I should say, to communicate down low, and both times it has not led to success.
Yeah, and so Chesterton, he's going to draw up something. I wouldn't be surprised if Urban came out of this timeout on the next defensive segment with a press. And so, or some sort of pressure to keep Valpo thinking. So, yep, and they're going to start off in a full court press.
Well, the Vikings have the ball, so they'll inbound it from down low. Already a substitution as Trenton Kimes has come in for Valpo. Wagner receives the inbound pass going up against Basila, and Wagner showing off his strength down low, and he gets 2 points.
Big boy move right there.
First field goal of the second half for Valpo. Picorni down low. Spin move. Man goes down. It gets denied. Maddox Wagner controlling the paint on both ends.
Yeah, Trenton Kimes thought he was going to get a charge, and that was actually a pretty solid attempt. But
and Kimes called for a travel. It's already the second travel call on Valpo. Again, we talk about the small things for the Vikings. Normally, they don't get called for unenforced errors like that. But you don't want to make too many of those as you're running out of opportunities against this Trojans team. TJ Ray gets around Avery, trying to feed it to Schneider, but gets poked away. There was Crowell getting his hand in there. Crowell gets himself to a tough spot, finds KJ Avery, who had 9 points in the first half. Wagner off to an incredible start in this third quarter. Got a bucket and a block. He's got a man wide open. Crowell just tosses it up. He gets 2 points.
Snuck behind the defense and ready to go. Great 2-point basket right there.
Now it's Coach Urban's turn to throw his hands up and say, where was my defense there? The lead scorer on the team left wide open. They go down low. Nowhere to go for the freshman Basila, and he gets called for a travel himself. Vikings sending over the double team. The Basila, instead of trying to find an open man, took too many steps and tried to create separation from two defenders. Valpo, after that 30-second timeout, has gone on a 4-0 run, getting themselves back in it. They were down by 10, now only down by 6. One trifecta, and they cut the lead in half. Don't count them out just yet. KJ Avery dribbling the ball up the floor. Kimes has it. Kimes against Charnecki. Crossover. Gets around Charnecki. And Kimes with the left hand. Oh, that was gorgeous.
That was smooth. Let me say it again. Smooth. Wow.
Smooth
great move right
like
there.
butter for the senior. A 4-point game. And the Vikings fans are trying to get their team in it. They feel the momentum shifting. TJ Ray Picorni. Picorni can't hit the three. That was a tough shot trying to go over Crowell. And that would have silenced the Vikings fans, but instead, Valpo has some hope. Avery being guarded by TJ Ray. Directing traffic, calling for an ISO. Gets ahead of the scene, pushes him off, and an offensive foul on KJ Avery.
I see both sides of it. The ref got him for extending the arm.
I would have to agree with the referees on that one. From our angle, it did look like he extended with that left arm, tried to push TJ Ray off of him, and the referee making the correct call there. And it's gone silent in the gym. But if the Vikings can get a stomp here, come down the floor and score, this gym might explode, knowing that they're one possession away from tying the game.
Yep, 6-0 run right now.
Basila going into the paint. Basila can't make the shot, battling for the offensive rebound, and it's won by the Vikings. Michael Reeves clearing it, not giving the Trojans a second chance look.
6-0 run right now for the Vikings, and on the opposite side of it, you
pass
have
Wagner. Wagner off the back iron, no good, following his shot. Battle for the rebound. Valpo has it. Kimes coming off the bench and putting in some good effort. Good pass. Crowell against Charnecki, and Crowell makes it a 2-point game. It's an 8-0 run for the green and whites, and it's Coach Urban taking a timeout. He wants to talk about his team. He's on the wrong side of his 8-0 run. We'll be right back as this is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The secret to making life better is found at Duffy's Place in Valparaiso, Indiana. Duffy's Place is open 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily with delicious beverages and great tasting food. The staff at Duffy's Place loves what they do and they love their customers. If you want some choices of great food including wings, burgers, pierogies, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, this is the place for you. Stop in for a bite and watch your favorite hometown team, Duffy's Place in Valparaiso.
We are back. And for Valpo, they're on the wrong side of a Chesterton run. And now the Vikings have made it a 2-point game again. Andrew Miles, Isaiah Gransberry. And Isaiah, we got to be impressed with this Valpo play in these last couple of minutes.
Yes, we do. And Valpo, they've done a great job countering. You know, they knew Coach had called that timeout when they got down 10. Chesterton was trying to get the ball into their 6'7" guy. And they had a struggle. And so he
TJ Ray off the mark, and a foul call down low on Chesterton. The Vikings have a chance to tie the game.
Oh, Bradley Bazilla. They were trying to get it into him, and so they couldn't. And so Chesterton was a little scrambled. I'm sure Coach Urban is telling his guys, we got to calm down. We can work the ball around. We can use multiple options. We have a lot of different scoring threats on our roster.
Sort of a loose press here by Chesterton. Basilla has gone off the floor. Ransom back in. Ransom was playing some electric defense as he is a physical guard. Looked like a bit of a zone here from Chesterton. Valpo trying to break it. Valpo's been going down low. Wagner trying to tie the game. He can't. Offensive rebound. Crowell went for the step back, but it was not there. Closed down by Logan Picorni, and Valpo gets a second chance look.
Yep, another big part of their run that they're on right now is that they've been getting those second chances. The offensive rebounds, Chesterton has to turn around, get a body on them.
Wagner in the corner with the hot pink shoes. He stands out, goes up against Schneider. Spin move, gets him up in the air, and Wagner ties the game. It's a 10-0 run for the Vikings. We were talking about a player stepping up for Valpo. KJ Avery carried them in that first half. Right now the story has been Maddox Wagner. He's up to a dozen points in this game. Schneider catches it on the high block. Ransom with a head of steam. Nowhere to go. Crossover. Gets a screen. Pulls up. Shot. Good. And he gets bumped.
That right there is why you stay in the weight room, fellas. I mean, he didn't even move. The Valpo defender ran into him. And you would have thought that he ran into the Valpo defender. What a shot. Great focus.
And what a time to hit that shot.
Yes.
You're on the opposite end of a 10-0 run for Valpo to tie the game. This gym has exploded. Everyone wearing a green shirt is impressed with the play of their team. Then you go down here and you silence them for just a little bit longer with an and one play, and Ransom converts it. 38-35.
Chesterton extending that pressure again.
Gonzalez back out there. He had an and one play in the first half. Anthony Gonzalez. Avery up against Ransom. These two were getting after one another. One-on-one sort of battle. Avery goes around him. Going in the chest of Charnecki, and the SEC baseball commit forces the miss. Now it's time for Avery to guard Ransom. Ransom with a head of steam to the cup, and Ransom put the team on his back, scoring the last 5 points.
Wow. Way to go up.
Avery,
Ransom every bit of 5'10".
loses his footing, and he goes down. A wild shot. He's slow to get up. 5-on-4 right now for Chesterton. Picorni with the left hand. It's a 7-0 run for Chesterton, and Avery heading off the floor. Talk about some bad news on both ends for Valpo. You missed the shot. Your leading scorer in the first half goes down with an injury as he goes beneath us. And Chesterton goes down the floor, and Logan Picorni gets 2 points, and it's a 7-0 run, 42-35 Chesterton. We'll see if Avery can come back into the game, but right now, Levon Redmond, the junior, has come back in. Redmond against Ransom, dribbling it back out. About 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's been a game of runs, and here's a steal. Gonzalez pokes it away. Picorni down the floor, and with the right hand, it's a 9-point game. Back and forth we go. Maddox Wagner headed out of the game, catch a breather, and all of a sudden, Chesterton has gone on a ludicrous run.
9-0 to run.
Redmond, great move, and he misses the layup. Chernecki pushing it down the floor. Picorni, no. Ball gets away, and the third quarter ends with the sound of the buzzer. Valpo goes on a 10-0 run. Chesterton goes on a 9-0 run, and we run ourselves to the fourth quarter. You do not want to miss this. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com. Since 1998, customers have enjoyed Chicago dogs, Italian beef, burgers, Polish, and of course the gyros, all from the original George's Gyro Spot in Chesterton. Located at 325 North Calumet Road, George's Gyro Spot prides itself on fast, friendly service at affordable prices. Open 7 days a week, George's Gyro Spot offers dine-in or carry-out. To place an order, call 219-926-5435 or go to georgesgyrospot.com to check out their menu and to place your online order. The original George's Gyro Spot.
Welcome back to the Region Sports Network. We want to remind everyone that tonight's coverage of Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network is presented by Duffy's Place in Valparaiso. If you want some choices of great food, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, then this place is for you. Check out the menu at duffysplace.com. 9-point lead for the visiting Chesterton Trojans. Levon Redmond going with the left hand, gets picked up by Picorni. Crowell back to Redmond in the corner. Spin move. Redmond over Basila, and the shot was deterred. No foul call as Redmond hit the ground hard. Picorni gets into the lane. No shot. The foul was over by the free throw line, so don't count it. But for Valpo, you hear some of the boo birds scattered around. They thought that Redmond was fouled.
Yeah.
Last thing you want to see is Redmond go out. As he went over to talk to his coach, just make sure that everything was okay, as we saw KJ Avery head out of the third quarter a little early as he was a little light on that right leg. Hopefully we'll see him come back in. He was fantastic in the first half. TJ Ray, catch and shoot, and TJ Ray, nothing but nets.
That was the three that he was looking for at the end of the third quarter. Got it, and now they're on a 12-0 run.
Wagner with a fadeaway. Ball goes out of bounds as Basila and Ransom are both going for the rebounds. 12-point lead for Chesterton. And it was right after Valpo had tied it. There's still some time for Valpo to get back in it, but they need to make their shots. Just like that! Caden Crowell answers the bell, and he books down a three. 47-38 the score.
This will be interesting. We haven't had a back-and-forth sequence since about 6 minutes in the third quarter. So hopefully this...
Ransom loses the ball, but it belongs to Chesterton. But Valpo wants to ask the other referee. It's tough for me to tell. We're on the far side of the gym. Pass to Picorni as he goes wide open, and he gets 2 points. 11-point game, back to a double-digit lead for the maroon and gold. Kimes gets into the lane, and he gets hit, and he's going to the line, and he shows off the muscles.
Woo! That was a good play right there. We got to get a replay on that one. And let's see it again. I mean, Kimes, he's just going up to the basket cool and smooth. showing his best Steve Nash impression. Wait, actually, no. Take that back. D. Rose. D. Rose impression right there. That's 2009 Chicago Bulls, Derrick Rose.
And one converted by Trenton Kimes, the 6'3 senior. He had 5 points against Crown Point in Valpo's tough loss. He's one of the best teams in the state. Pasilla into the chest, and they're going to call a blocking foul. That was close, but Pasilla right into the chest of Levon Redmond. And Valpo, they're not afraid to let referees know they do not agree with the call. What was your take on that play?
It's an angle thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we got review in high school, so it's the best angle. You got the baseline ref. He sees the big guy standing there, and you see another big guy going up for a basket. So you just make the call that you think is safe. And I think you always lean toward the offense in those situations. Great call, ref.
Pasilla now 0 for 3 at the line, and he's 0 for 4. As they always say, ball doesn't lie, and I know a lot of Vikings fans got to be saying that to the referees. 8-point game with 6 minutes to go. The trainer coming to update what happened with KJ Avery. He's back on the bench. Crowell for Corney. He's getting triple team. Redmond to Reeves, back to Redmond. Redmond was just called for the foul. Trying to get around Ransom, crossover. Kimes against Watts. And Trenton Kimes to the rim.
The senior showing he can do it with the left, the right, and then the left again. Great job.
Trenton Kimes with 2 impressive takes to the basket. And one playing those 2. For Corney trying to answer. He can't. Valpo clawing their way back in it. Crowell almost lost his footing there. Bad pass, somehow find the way to Wagner. Wagner goes into the chest of Pasilla and then gets a deuce and a timeout call. And here come the Vikings faithful. They were down by 12. The 7-0 run, or I should say 8-0 run, has made it a 4-point game. Not always great with my quick math, but the 30-second timeouts, and we're going to stay right here. But Isaiah, incredible play by the Vikings. It felt like the life has been sucked out of this gym when it became a 12-point lead for Chesterton. But all it takes is a couple of stops, a couple of makes, and you're back in it.
Yeah, it's been a game of runs, and you said it. The perseverance, and that goes back to the fundamentals that Coach Lesky and this Valpo program has instilled in these guys. They know that you're never out of the game, especially when you take care of the basketball and you make your layups. And that's exactly what's happened to them this entire second half. Now they just got to chow down on the defensive end, and we might have ourselves another great ball game.
Trenton Kimes, he's been the person that got this team back in it, getting to the basket and really just shrugging off the Chesterton defense. And Maddox Wagner, he's had himself a game to remember. He has 14 points tonight with a good amount of rebounds. The buzzer went off, but not sure why, but no substitution. For Corney and the Chesterton Trojans running to a tough zone look here from the Valpo defense. This is looking like a 2-3 zone, Isaiah.
Yes, it does look like a 2-3 zone, and it doesn't look like they want to apply too much pressure, which I can agree with, but you're also down, so Chesterton could take their time if they wanted.
Ransom with a push shot, ball deflected high in the air, and it comes down to the Valpo Vikings. Redmond going down the floor, he's got a man open. Wagner had the defender on his back, no foul call. Wagner, and one! Oh, Maddox Wagner! Too strong, too big, 2 points and 1 play.
We're going to watch it again. I think he might have got away with a double dribble right there, but nevertheless, way to stay focused on the basket and way to get it done. Wow, big play.
Can he make it a 1-point game? He can. That shooter's touch. He can go inside. He can go outside. And he has 17 points. Maddox Wagner, the sophomore. He's a sophomore having the game of his career. Ball out of bounds, and they say it's off of Michael Reeves.
Just like that. I mean, you got think of the history of this rivalry. All the players, Scott Martin, Robbie Hummel, Chris Palambizio, Justin Sims, Tyler Parrish. I mean, the list goes on. And we're in the middle of another great one right here on the Region Sports Network.
I called the game last year between Chesterton and Valpo. Smiley going up against Sims and Parrish. It was emotional. This game feels just the same. And we're seeing new heroes being born, a new chapter of these two historic programs. And who's going to walk away with the win? Will Chesterton get their 5th in a row against Valpo, or Valpo beat the streak? Picorni with a great take, caught it at the free throw line, spun around his defender, and then got to the cup. Redmond from the volleyball line travels. He went for the shot fake, took too many steps, and with 3:47 to go, it's currently a 3-point advantage. Chesterton trying to make sure this isn't a one-possession game anymore. The student section going with a different chant. We were talking about some of our favorites. Can't really say that one on air. Or I think Chris Ramirez would come fire us on the spot. And look at Picorni! Catch, turn around, kiss it off the glass, in a 5-point game. Making the use after that turnover on Valpo. Kimes had the ball ripped away from him, and they say it's going to stay down here with the Vikings. And here comes KJ Avery.
KJ Avery. And this is the type of, he probably got the tape up. I obviously don't want to disclose of any injuries, but this is the type of game as a senior, regardless of what happened to you, you want to be in there in this moment.
Wagner, the high block, picks up the dribble, nowhere to go. And here's a three from Crowell. No. Schneider gets the loose ball, 50-50 ball. 3 minutes to go, 5-point game. It can be anyone's contest. But the Vikings have not led since the first quarter. Chesterton went on a big run and protected the lead. We were briefly tied at 35 apiece, but that was before a Chesterton 12-0 run. A lengthy one for the visiting team. And Wagner reaches in and fouls TJ Ray. It looks like Coach Irwin going with the classic, keep the ball away, milk the clock, and limit any opportunities for the Vikings as we get later and later into this game.
Right, and I don't dislike that foul because they only have 3 team fouls at the moment,
right.
And so that's going to be key for them. With 2:45 remaining, you kind of want to play a little bit aggressive right now.
Wagner has come out of the game. Stokes back out there for him, maybe going for more of a athletic guard and keep up with this ball movement from Chesterton. Picorni putting the team on his back late in the game. 7-point game. The Valpo's got to hurry. They can't just dribble the ball out right here. Getting close to 2 minutes. Avery against Ransom. Avery coming back from injury. He got injured in the third quarter. Didn't know if we'd see him again, but he's back out there. And I believe they just called a 5-second call. The referee made the call so fast, but either way, turnover on Valpo, and these errors, they're just shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, these are the turnovers you can't have, but, Valpo cut it to 1, and now it's back up to 8.
And Picorni up to 22 points.
Back up to 9 now, and so Valpo has to do something. They can't let Chesterton go on another run right now. Big offensive possession right here.
Stokes against Schneider. It's a tough matchup. He loses the ball, and they're going to call a foul on Schneider. 2 free throws coming up for Stokes. He's going to make these 2 if he gives the Vikings a chance. He can't come up empty-handed on too many more possessions where Chesterton's going to walk away with a win here in Valparaiso. Stokes, a 53% free throw shooter, a 6'1 senior. Not sure what the holdup is right here. Looks like Coach Urban is discussing with the referee on the far side.
Somebody have 5.
And Schneider fouled out. Look up on the scoreboard and you see the 5 next to his number. So Schneider is out for the rest of this game. And Pasilla, the freshman from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, is back out on the floor with 106 seconds to go. Stokes with unique free throw stance. I don't think I've ever seen someone shoot free throws like that. Very unorthodox.
Yes, but he was a star wide receiver on the football team this past year. And so, you know, I'm sure just seeing him on the football field, I'm sure that's his sport. But he's shooting the Valpo free throw, and everybody knows the Valpo free throw is the way.
Timeout call. It's going to be a full timeout, so we will take a 30-second break. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Down after this. We are back, and don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook /RegionSportsNation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers presented by NECA, IPEW Powering Indiana of Lake County. 7-point lead after Stokes, the football star for Valpo, hit 2 free throws to make it this 57-50 score. Urban keeping the ball away. As Watts goes to his right, back out to Ray, over by the timeline.
Still with only 3 team fouls and 1:20 left. Probably want to get a foul here.
And Stokes will foul TJ Ray. Stokes, that's his 3rd foul. And that was the last foul to give for Valpo. But at this point in the game, as you were saying, Zay, just intentionally fouling, putting them in the bonus, and saving some time for yourself and hoping that Chesterton can miss.
Exactly. And you hit it right on the noggin right there. You want to give as much time for yourself to slow this game down. Slow the game down without just precious seconds ticking off the clock.
Ray inbounds it to Picorni. Picorni, he scored a lot of points tonight, up to 22 points, and no foul there. And there's precious time ticking away for the Vikings. They're going to go for the steal and a foul. We'll see who it's on. And they're going to put it on to Julian Stokes with another foul, his 4th. Reed's going to check back into the game. He headed off the floor. Now he's back to the scorer's table. TJ Ray, 74% free throw shooter this year. Smooth stroke, and he misses the first one.
TJ Ray, another one of those guys that got on the floor early in his playing career for Chesterton. Got a big free throw right here to help secure another, to hopefully the 5th victory in a row in this rivalry game.
Both free throws missed for Ray. So Valpo with a glimpse of hope with under a minute to go. Avery getting the screen, going to his left. Charnecki picks him up. Crowell for 3. Can't get it. Ransom with an impressive rebound, and he gets grabbed by Crowell. And now Ransom's going to go to the line. He hasn't had too many opportunities at the line tonight, but he did make one in the 3rd quarter to silence Valpo after their lengthy run. What's been interesting, too, is watching how these two coaches have been substituting when the ball stops for offense or defense. And Coach Urban knows that Bradley Pasilla, their 6'7" freshman, has struggled at the line tonight, so he doesn't want them out there on offense, but will surely and gladly put him back out there for defense.
Yep, the offense-defense subs are huge, and every coach, they have those substitutions already pre-made before the game for these situations.
Ransom goes 1 for 2, and an offensive rebound for Chesterton. And who else? Watts getting it to Pasilla. And another intentional foul. And if Ransom can hit these two, you're going to feel that this game is all said and done. And Chesterton could be escaping Valpo with another crucial win and get them up to a 14-8 season. And they've been on a 4-game winning streak, looking to win not just their 5th against these Vikings, but their 5th in a row this season. Closing out the year red hot and getting ready for the playoffs as the Trojans lost in the sectional championship a year ago to Crown Point after they had won back-to-back. Here's a 3 on the way from Reeves and won't go down, just a little off. Kynes, fade away, no good, rebound, and that should do it. One more foul. KJ Avery hooks Malachi Ransom, and we're seeing the jackets being put on, the fans standing up, heading for the exits. And the Chesterton student section waving to the Valpo student section, who is absolutely dumbfounded that their team that tied it at 35 simply did not have enough gas to pull ahead of Chesterton and get the win tonight.
Yeah, and so a lot of the Valpo fans probably heading down to Frankfurt to watch their girls team take on an opponent in the semi-state game tomorrow. So a lot to look forward to in Valpo. Historically great basketball city.
And you just know that this boys team is going to find their footing again. Avery's spin move, he'll add 2 more points, get him up to 11. And as they take a timeout, just be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media. We're always active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it these days, and online at regionsports.com. Celebrating over 25 years, we're proud to still be the only game in town. And then don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll have the Crown Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crown Company's the business professionals. We have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Boilermakers Local 374, Earn While You Learn. And the Ironworkers 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union iron worker. Already see Isaiah writing down the player of the game, blue collar player of the game. Just getting a head start. Looking forward to starting our weekend, but we started here tonight with the fans of the Region Sports Network. We're happy that we had you, as there's 14.1 seconds left. Valpo scored and then called a timeout. And Chesterton's going to get intentionally fouled, and this time it'll be TJ Ray going back to the line. And for Valpo, they're just hoping that he misses 2 like he did the last time he got to go to the charity stripe just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I like the inbounds play right there.
Yes.
A little bit of gamesmanship. We started seeing that a lot at the high school level now, where you can pass it to another player as long as they have not established their footing inbounds.
I can only imagine for non-basketball fans that might have stumbled onto the Region Sports Network or just came out to support a friend, how confused they got to be that they're inbounding the ball still out of bounds.
Yes. It's a unique concept.
It is.
To say the least.
TJ Ray misses the first one, and he splits the pair. And the time is running down as Ransom is picking up Avery at full court. Avery lost the ball. Wagner caught it. He's going to hoist up a trifecta, and that is slightly off. Ball being tossed around, and with 0.3 seconds left, all Chesterton has to do is inbound it, hear that final buzzer, and head for the buses. And it's going to be a celebratory but short ride back home to Chesterton High School. Robert Williams going out there for Chesterton. They're going to let him catch the inbound pass, and that is it. The Chesterton Trojans win by 10. They've won 5 in a row and go to 14-8 and are at sea level in conference play, getting to 4-4. And for the Valpo Vikings, what a fight for them tonight, Isaiah. But they fall short. They go to 9-14, 2-5 in conference play, and have now lost to Crown Point and Chesterton this week. We are going to step aside. We'll discuss who the player of the game is, the blue-collar player of the game, and the play of the game, hand out those awards and some thank yous, and wrap up tonight's broadcast here from Valparaiso High School. You're watching Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
The secret to making life better is found at Duffy's Place in Valparaiso, Indiana. Duffy's Place is open 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily with delicious beverages and great tasting food. The staff at Duffy's Place loves what they do and they love their customers. If you want some choices of great food, including wings, burgers, pierogies, great live music, and great people in both the staff and customers, this is the place for you. Stop in for a bite and watch your favorite hometown team, Duffy's Place in Valparaiso.
Value Flooring in Valparaiso is a family-owned business with over 20-plus years in the industry. Located at 708 Silhavy Road, Value Flooring is open Monday through Saturday, offering a wide selection of flooring options and installation. With knowledge and experience, Value Flooring can also assist customers on a personal level by coordinating colors and by selecting the right products for their lifestyles. The number to call is 548-2705, and the website is valueflooringonline.com.
Andrew Mile with Isaiah Gransby here on the Region Sports Network. We're in the post-game show as Chesterton defeats Valpo 62-52. And of course, at the conclusion of any Region Sports Network contest, we have to hand out some awards. And the classic Crown Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game will be the first one we hand out. Crown Companies have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. And Isaiah, who's the lucky recipient of the award tonight?
Our Crown Company Lantern Man Superhero of the Game is going to Malachi Ransom. And the 5'10 sophomore, we believe, was the X factor in this game. I mean, that young man, he came off the jump, off the bench, ready to go. You know, he got Chesterton going on the defensive end when they were struggling, giving up some layups and open threes early. He just locked in, got them going on the defensive end. So hats off to him as our superhero of the game.
A lot of kids are using the word aura nowadays, and there was a certain aura when he headed out onto the floor. You could just feel it, and that everything changed as he was locked in to just create havoc, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Not normally do I say a name that I usually get a look of, really? But that's what Isaiah gave me when I said Picorni, but he said, no, it's got to be Ransom, and I got to agree after he explained it right there. Next one, Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And Isaiah, we've got to give it to a Valpo Viking. He really went out there, and he battled the whole way.
Yep, and so our guy, Trenton Kimes, had the opportunity of coaching him or being around his development over the last couple of years in off-season ball. And that young man, he's developed a lot. And so seeing the senior come off the bench with a great attitude, going to the cup, making some big plays to help propel Valpo, keep them in the game, keep the confidence going for the entire team, and keep the fans rowdy, blow out our eardrums a little bit. Shout out to him. He made some big plays, including the last and one that cut the lead to 1. And so salute to him. He's our blue-collar player of the game.
It's not a Indiana high school basketball broadcast until you walk away with less and less hearing every time you do it. one more award we have to give out tonight. It's the Ironworkers Local 395 Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. For more information on the apprenticeship program, check your ironworkerslocal395.com. And Isaiah, we didn't go with a single play, but we went with some plays for the Chesterton Trojans.
Yeah, I think the sequence. We think the sequence at the end of that second quarter where Pokorny had scored those 6 points in a row, that propelled Chesterton. That gave them some momentum heading into halftime. Chesterton, they had the press. I mean, that was 6 points in a matter of like 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. And so it was a great sequence right there. And salute to the Chesterton team, because that was a team effort on the defensive side and the offensive side to make that happen.
We saw some incredible runs in the second half, some incredible basketball tonight. We wouldn't expect anything less from these two teams. But that's going to wrap it up. But before we send you off to start off your weekend, we have to give out some thank yous, starting off with our management executive producer, Chris Ramirez, operations manager, Rich Castillo, coordinating producer, Zach Miller with 2 eyes, and Mike Dewan, the proud sports director. Thank you to our producer, Zach Zanello, doing a great job, and Thomas Marsh, who was on the camera and capturing all the action. The coaches for both sides, Mark Urban of Chesterton and Ben Lesky of Valparaiso. The ADs, Jeff Hamstra and Stacy Adams. And, of course, we wouldn't be anywhere without our gracious viewers on Facebook /Region Sports Nation, YouTube /Region Sports Network, regionsports.com, and IHSAA Champions Network. For my partner, Isaiah Gransberry, I have been Andrew Mile. Thank you for watching the Region Sports Network, the only game